Hi, welcome back to another Crypto Dave video. So in today's video, we're doing another Crypto Passive Income Experiment 2022 update. This is for week 15. And as I've mentioned before, links to all the previous updates, should you wish to take a look at them, are in a playlist of the same name. So let's jump straight in and have a look at the figures for the last week, and starting as always with our interest account. So nothing for BlockFi, Ledn, which pay out monthly, but Celsius $25, HODL Naught $44, Nexo $52, and yield at $10. And no big changes apart from Celsius. So just yesterday actually deposited some Solana into kind of Celsius, so the figures for this, both the amount that we're holding in the platform and the weekly revenue, should start to go up a little bit on there. And the reason is because I'm also staking Solana. So I stake Solana myself, but I've got some Solana from a different kind of project that I'm kind of earning, and I wanted to keep it separate from my existing staking, and it's quite difficult, I find, to kind of like track accurately the staking rewards from Solana. The trouble is that say you deposit say 50 Solana into the staking, it will stake to kind of one address. Then if you want to top that up, you put another 10 Solana in. It doesn't go into the same address, so it stakes on a separate address. So suddenly you've got 50 on one address, 10 on another address. Then say you add another 20 a week or so later, then you've got 20 on another address, and it just becomes a little bit cumbersome to keep track of. So I decided to actually put some in Celsius. I was going to put it in Nexo, but you can't actually deposit directly into Nexo to earn Solana. You can only buy and trade within the app, which is a little bit annoying. So if they had opened that up for deposits, I would have actually put it into Nexo, I think. Moving on to the staking, as we can see here, Cardano $5, Solana $51, and Luna $17. So first proper week of staking since we put our Luna back, and it was actually 125 Luna, which I started staking again rather than 100 that I said last week. So apologies for that error. And then moving on to DeFi, so $94 from Polygon, $1,396 from Phantom, 32 from Avalanche, and 312 from Terra Luna. So that's a grand total this week of $2,038, and a total revenue so far this year $54,679. And then moving on to the DeFi pool, so just a couple of small things to note here. No big changes apart from within Spooky here. So I've actually added a new farm here, which is the BOO-USDC. So I've been farming Phantom BOO for a while, and this actually pays out BOO as kind of rewards, which you can either then kind of like stake to do other things with. But what I've decided to do is take those staking kind of rewards from the FTM BOO pool and now from the BOO-USDC pool, and put them into this pool. So all the rules that come out, I'll put in matched with USDC and put them in these pools. The rates are pretty decent. I think they're over 50% at the moment. Pretty stable kind of pool to be in, I think. And then moving on to our stablecoin amount, so $5,494 in our interest accounts, and then $91,726 in DeFi. Just an increase of $146 over the last week, and the reason for that is because basically with a big pull down in price of Terra Luna and also Avalanche, stuff that I was borrowing against bonded Luna basically and putting it into earn, I took kind of back out a kind of week or so ago in order to lower my LTV. Now the price of Luna, particularly to kind of today, we've had a nice bump in prices of everything kind of today, so the prices kind of bumped back up, and I will probably look to kind of move back towards that sort of 70 to 75% loan to value ratio by borrowing a bit more. So I anticipate this going back over 100,000, and hopefully onwards and upwards from there next week. And then finally, let's have a look at the kind of graphs. You can see just over 2,000, so a decent kind of week, better than this little kind of period we had for sort of like 6 weeks before. Not quite as good as last week, but still pretty solid kind of week, back to where we were right at the beginning of the years. And one of the main reasons is that T-shares have been paying out a little bit. They stopped about 2 or 3 days ago, but until then we had a period of, I think, probably 9 or 10 days where we had at least one epoch in every kind of day where they kind of paid out. So that's helped our figures there. Moving on to our target income, you can see here cruising along quite nicely above our kind of predicted or our target income. So the blue one is what we've actually made. The green is the kind of target, which takes us up to 130,000 by the end of the year. So we're still well above kind of target. We've been sort of squeezing back down to kind of towards it, but we're sort of like, I think, kind of arrested that slide, and we're sort of like going up relatively parallel. So we've got a little bit of leeway there anyway. So going on quite nicely in terms of our rewards so far. And then back to the stablecoin reward. So we're just almost 100,000, just a fraction under that. A couple of weeks ago we were a little bit over that, but this was obviously due in part to the amount that we'd borrowed against our bonded Luna. So just a fraction under 100,000, but hopefully to go back above that and then stay above that next week. So that's it for this week. Thanks very much for watching as always. Do let me know if you have any questions. I am still, as I've mentioned over the last couple of weeks, I'm still looking for some good pools potentially for my Avalanche. Might be acquiring a bit more Avalanche as well. So really interested in kind of good pools. Any advice or any recommendations I gladly receive. Do let me know in the kind of comments below. And then the only other real kind of like change here is, as I mentioned, topping up the kind of Solana. So rather than putting it directly into kind of staking, I'll just be topping this up in Celsius for now. Maybe spreading that out across Celsius and Nexo when Nexo eventually open up Solana for deposits. But this is actually Solana that I'm getting from StepN, which is a sort of move to earn kind of platform. So I'm taking any kind of profits. I've been gradually kind of upgrading my kind of sneakers in that kind of platform and acquiring more, but any kind of profits I'm taking out in Solana and then staking that or just leaving it in one of these interest accounts to earn a bit more. So as I mentioned before, thanks very much for watching. Give me a thumbs up, that would be fantastic. Hope you're all keeping safe and well. Hopefully I'll see you on the next video, but until then, have a great day. Bye bye.